started here. Hello and happy Mother's Day. Even to those of you who have not actually been a biological mother, I know many of us, including you men out there, have mothering instincts. The mothering instincts of wanting to reach out and hold and help and care and love others, the feminine principle inside each and every one of us. And I am not biologically a mother, but I have been mothering a lot of people throughout my life, including my own mother, who sometimes forgets that she is my mother. She'll say, you know, you're a really good mother. I'm like, no, I am your daughter. But I appreciate it when she says that. She has a little bit of dementia, but she lets me know I'm a good mother. And for those of you who your mothers aren't here, they are here in your heart, and you are walking around as the creative expression of your mother. And each and every one of us had one of those. And we are sitting and spinning around on our greatest mother, Mother Earth. And it's her day too. And I'm so glad we're here to celebrate her along with you and your mom. And so let's get started. My name is Sarah McLean, and I've been leading meditations for a while. We've been here alone together for about 8 weeks now, and it's a beautiful way to kind of navigate the challenges that are external to find the sanctuary inside you. And whether you're new to meditation or whether you've been meeting me every day here or meeting Susie every day here, you can do this, and everybody can meditate, even if you don't think you can because you're extremely nervous or you have a lot of distractions or you've got a very busy mind. I've never met anyone who can't meditate. So you're in the right place here. So today we're celebrating moments of mass mindfulness. It's a heart child, I should say, of one of our meditation teachers who I met when I was at the Chopra Center speaking. And she had this vision. She's a nurse. Her name is Sue Cooper. I don't think she's on the call today. I think she's visiting her daughter and her new granddaughter. I think it might actually be her new grandson. Anyway, she had this idea that wherever we are, we could create compassionate communities. And she used to have them in her living room. Then she invited everybody together in the town square in Nottingham for the very first mass mindfulness practice, where I got to fly over and lead 800 people into a loving kindness practice. It was really phenomenal. People that felt like they were alone, because not everybody comes out of the closet when it comes to meditation. I'm sure there are many people who don't know that you meditate or that you're even on this call. And so during the meditation in the middle of Nottingham Square, all kinds of people came. Homeless people, mothers with their little kids, people that are elderly who needed to be pushed in on a wheelchair, and people that were just walking by that sat down to meditate. And I had people turn to each other, and it's hard to do this on this call, but I'm going to ask that you imagine doing this and share with someone who's around them who they are and why they're there. And I'm going to invite you to share it. If you want to put it in the chat, you can, even where you're from, because what we're noticing here are people are connecting. People that don't know they've got neighbors like you in their same state or their same town. So who are you and why are you here? And so I invite you, if you're able to chat, put it in the chat, go ahead and do that. And if you're not able to, because you're on the phone here, just think about how you might answer that question. Who are you and why are you here? So we're getting some responses now in our chat. Someone has no audio. I'm sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, I'm Sue Cooper's sister.
Hi.
Hi.
Great to see you. So Sue is the one with the heart child here. I would call it a brain child, but it's a heart child of connecting like this. And I don't know if you can see Sandra, but there are 36 other people on this call.
I'm just trying to get to where I can see everybody.
Are you on your phone?
I am.
Okay, so swipe your screen one way or the other. And you might not see us all at the same time. Does anyone have a phone they're using? could give her some help? Well, she's now not on audio, on video, but there you go. You can find it. And you might not be able to see everybody, but if you click the participant link, I think that's what you do on a phone. I'm on a big desktop, so you might be able to see. In any case, so you're Sue's Cooper's sister, Sandra, welcome. Now let me ask you why you're here. Because this is hers. Now you're muted. There you go.
I'm on.
Yep. So Sandra, why are you here today?
To join in, support my sister.
Great. Great. So who are you and why are you here? This is a question for everyone here. And so in the middle of Nottingham, I had people turn to perfect strangers and share. And then I asked them to do something else. And I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. So this time, if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself the question, who am I really? And why am I really here? Who am I really? And why am I really here? So that invites you to go a little bit deeper as you explore who you are outside of roles like mother, daughter, sister, brother, son, father, outside of roles of teacher, nurse, whatever, entrepreneur, outside of labels such as Democrat, Republican, independent, conservative, liberal, outside of roles, relationships, and outside of responsibilities right now, whatever they may be, caretaker, whatever they may be. Who are you outside of all of those external measures? Who are you and why are you really here? So the answers to who are you might sound a little more expansive. Perhaps you are a lover of peace, or maybe you're creative or brave. Who are you really? If you do come up with a role still, mother, sister, brother, father, son, brother, whatever it may be, think about the qualities of who that may be. For instance, a mother, compassionate, present. A son, perhaps serving, responsible. A teacher, loving, caring, patient. Identifying the qualities of your heart. And then asking yourself, why am I really here? Maybe not just on this call, but meeting yourself at the door to the journey inward. So we're going to be meditating in a few minutes, and if you want to keep your eyes closed, I invite you to do that. If you'd like to open your eyes and share maybe some other aspects of who you are and why you're here, I'd love to hear them. And I can tell you that in Nottingham, that was a very profound experience. One way to access that information, other than what we're used to identifying ourselves by, is asking yourself, who do I admire out there? Who do I admire? And then figuring out why you admire them. Quite often it's not because of the roles they play, right? Nor is it because of the responsibilities they hold. Nor is it because of the labels they may wear. So I invite you to think about someone you admire and the reasons why. Perhaps they're kind and loving or generous or funny or forgiving. And then see if some of those same reasons that you appreciate them, the same qualities, you embody. So I invite you to close your eyes once again, and maybe even it's your mother that you identify or your grandmother. And identifying some qualities of them that they embodied or embody. And seeing if in some way, maybe not in the same potency, but in some way that you embody it too. Because what I know is what you look for, you will find. Can you identify 3 qualities inside you that really express who you are? Let's find 3 because we might use them at the end of this meditation. And you can borrow some of mine if you like, that I've shared. Not that they're mine, but some that I've shared, like compassion, balanced, harmonious, brilliant, graceful, strong, resilient, caring. And then we're going to move into meditation. And for those of you who are joining me now for the very first time, I'll guide you through this meditation. It usually is about 15 to 20 minutes, and that may sound like a lot to some of you, but it goes by pretty quickly. And we start with mindfulness. So I'll guide you into a mindfulness practice of being here now. And then we'll move into a meditation practice. And today we'll likely do a mantra practice. And I'll explain what that is as we go through this. So put on your beginner's mind, open up your awareness, let go of expectations, and add a little kindness toward yourself. And let's begin by noticing the sounds in the environment as we lose our mind and come to our senses, just for this practice. As your senses are the doorway to this moment, listening to sounds that are near and far. Observing them rather than identifying them. Listening to the sounds of the sounds without preference. And noticing how some sounds arise from the silence and then return to the silence, like my voice, like your thoughts, like our lives. Tuning into your body now and making any micro adjustments you need to get a little more comfortable where you are. And noticing where the chair or the floor supports you. And letting your guard down as you surrender into that support. Softening your face. Lowering your shoulders. Letting your arms and your hands rest comfortably. letting your belly soften. Softening your hips and your rear. Letting go of any tension in your legs or your feet. Expanding your awareness now. Simply appreciating your body and your life right now. Noticing whatever sensations are arising. Seeing if you can welcome them without any preference. Once again, just like the sounds you heard. Perhaps you feel lightness or heaviness, tingling, sharpness, warmth, coolness. And being with your body with kindness, like a mother, loving whatever part is a little uncomfortable or complaining. Letting your attention be the love that your body is craving. Your gentle, non-judgmental attention. Perhaps there's an area in your body that you tend to ignore or wish were different. Remembering how much your body loves you, obeys you, and uses its language of sensation to call your attention. So throughout this practice, we're going to use a non-judgmental attention, a loving awareness. Let that loving awareness meet any area of your body right now. And now, bring your attention to the movement of your breath and the way the breath moves the body. Noticing the inhale and maybe the cooler air, the exhale and the warmer breath. Observing the breath without trying to change it or regulate it in any way, just like you were observing those sounds and observing the body. Noticing the pauses between each breath. It's okay if your mind wanders. Just come on back here, right back to the breath, which is happening now. There's nothing you're supposed to be feeling, and you're doing it correctly. Dropping your awareness to the chest, to the gentle rise and fall of the chest. And just behind your breastbone, you can see, feel, or imagine your heart center. You can imagine the breath moving in and out from this center point of you, from the sanctuary of your heart. Some people sense a light, others feel a warmth, while others just know it's there, this heart wisdom. And bring into your heart and mind those qualities you identified of who you really are. And silently repeat them a few times, knowing they are who you are. And now we're going to practice a silent mantra meditation. It's a simple one. As you inhale, the mantra is Ma, M-A, or if you prefer, love. On the exhale, the mantra is Om, O-M, or if you prefer, light. Ma on the inhale, Om on the exhale. Just as you were observing the sounds outside of you before, simply listen to the sound of the mantra rather than focusing on the meaning. Ma on the inhale, Om on the exhale. Like an internal chant, let it just be a gentle sound. Whenever you lose track of the mantra, simply reintroduce it again with kindness. Ma on the inhale and Om on the exhale. We'll do this for a little while in silence, and you're doing it correctly as long as you're letting go of expectations, keeping the body relaxed. And stop repeating the mantra and sit in the stillness. Resting in awareness. And with your eyes closed, begin to connect in your mind or your heart or your imagination with this beautiful mother, this Mother Earth, and all of her children. Recognizing that you too are part of this web of love and you're interconnected with all beings everywhere on this earth today. And let's offer the ones we love and those that we don't even know a prayer for peace. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free from suffering and know they are loved. You may repeat these or use your own words. May all beings everywhere be at peace, be free from suffering, and know that they are loved. Whoever arises in your mind's eye, in your awareness, greet them and offer them the same loving kindness. May you be happy, may you be free from suffering, may you be peaceful, may you know that you are loved. And then let's offer it to ourselves. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May I know that I am loved. Offering these phrases of kindness and compassion to yourself. And we'll be coming out of meditation now. And I invite you to sit with your eyes closed as I sound the chime. It's always important to come out of meditation slowly, even if you don't think you went very deep. So at your own pace, you can rest in awareness. Become aware of the sounds around you or the space around you with your eyes closed. Perhaps you notice the light coming through your eyelids from the outside. You can stretch and deepen your breath if you care to. Remembering who you really are, those qualities of who you really are right now. And you can move to open-eyed awareness as slowly as you'd like, but I invite you first to open your eyes with a downward gaze. And then taking your time, going at your own pace before opening them all the way. I like to close my meditation by bringing my hands together in front of the heart and honoring the love that lives through me as me, the same love that lives through you as you, that calls us forth to awaken to it by removing all the obstacles that cloud our awareness of the beauty and wonder of this world and creation. So thank you for joining me today. Happy Mother's Day. Take your time for opening your eyes. And if you like, you can even dedicate your practice to someone in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. You can dedicate your practice to someone you know is in need. Maybe someone who can't get out and connect this way. Maybe someone who's really suffering. Or anyone you think could use a little more love. The Tibetan Buddhists believe that the merits of your practice can be offered up to someone else for their benefit. So thank you for joining me in that meditation. That Ma Om meditation is one of my favorite mantras. The word mantra means instrument for the mind or vehicle for the mind. And a mantra is simply used to take you from the island of chaos to the island of peace, from the world of activity to that deep, deep silence. And that mantra was I first learned it in India. I was sitting with a guru, and it's one of my favorite mantras. Ma on the inhale and Om on the exhale. And it was followed by, if you were in the call earlier today, that mantra practice is followed by those white flower petals of peace falling on top of everyone, everywhere, all those that are suffering. You know, the Buddha once said that you can search the entire earth for someone more deserving of your love than you are, and you will never find them. So as you move through the day today, remembering that, you know, instead of waiting for someone to tell you how great a mother you are, or wish you a Mother's Day even if you're not a mom, or whatever case may be, just remember you are the one. You are the one, and it's not selfish to care for yourself. Because remember that saying, love thy neighbor as thyself, right? So that's what we're doing. We're creating compassionate communities. And I know you've written a lot in the chat box, so I want to share some of what you hear because I know some of you are on the phone. And thank you all for joining me in that meditation. So we have people, I want to see what the words you used, unless you'd like to share with me. Still feeling yummy. Good to hear, Karen. Is there a meditation today after 5? No, this is it. And let me see here. Michelle, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for saying I'm an amazing teacher. I appreciate that. And by the way, my husband mentioned to me, I have to say this, I'm going to put a link here if you want to join us on a regular basis. We have meditations here every day until the 21st. And I put a link in the box here. If you're on the phone, you can just go to my website, McLean, meditation and go to the Alone Together meditations, and you'll find out how to join them and when they are. And also I teach meditation online. So if you want to check it out, that's what I'm doing when I'm not here. How are you doing right now on this beautiful Mother's Day? How are you doing? My mother, I just talked to her, and she wasn't allowed to get flowers. And of course, I can't see her. She's in Boston, in Salem, Massachusetts. And I couldn't have flowers delivered. We got a note. They wanted me to have her send her chocolates. And I knew they feed them so much. That's all their activity is food. So I sent her flowers, and they came in a box, and she loved them. She goes, now everybody's shut down over there. They're starting to bring in the National Guard to test every single person at the rest home, and so they don't know this yet. And they told me not to tell them. And she goes, I just want to tell you, I don't ever want to be put on a vibrator. I go, do you mean ventilator, Mom? She goes, yeah, I mean ventilator. I don't want to be put on a vibrator. I said, don't worry, I'm not going to put you on one, and I'm not going to go on one either. But it's a very scary time, especially for people who are in these group homes. I don't know what's going on in your world, but I know that the sanctuary is inside, whether it's access through prayer or faith or meditation. And we can practice being really compassionate with people who don't have a safe place, whether they don't practice or don't pray or don't have faith, and they're really whipped around by the news and whipped around by the current environment, is to really, let's extend our compassion to people who don't have that sanctuary inside. I think that's something I've had to learn through this whole thing, is not everybody has the skills to cope. Not everybody has the resilience. And, whether you're upset one day and peaceful the next, upset 1 minute and peaceful the next, scared 1 minute and safe the next. I mean, all of us are going through this upheaval. So really being sweet to yourself and compassionate with others, as each one of us has to navigate this conversation, these restrictions, and our relationship to our own body and our mortality. It can bring up, obviously, a lot of discomfort and fear. But I'm hopeful that this meditation has helped you, and I'd love to hear who you really are and why you're really here. If anyone would like to share, you can unmute yourself along the bottom if you want to. Would anyone care to share? How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm okay with silence. Listen, I know I'm a meditation teacher. I can just stop talking now. We could sit together, alone together, and bask in that.
I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I hear you don't come to the meditations often, so I'm really glad you're here, and I'm so grateful for your sister and her friendship. And I hear you're in California.
Yes, I'm in California. I know she Mina, she means a lot. You mean a lot to her. She always talks about you.
Oh, well, she means a lot to me. She's amazing, and she just goes for it. She had a dream and she just went for it. And I think that she's a great inspiration. Some of us met her on the earlier call, and she's a great inspiration for not letting the word impossible even be part of her vocabulary.
Right.
Because she would turn it into I'm possible, because she's like that with words. She takes every word and makes it beautiful. She said, in the word earth is the word heart. Like, I know, Sue, yeah. But she takes everything and turns it into a beautiful, I don't know what you call it, palindrome? I don't know what it is.
Passion. She's got a passion.
She does. So thanks for joining.
It's an honor to have her as a friend and a sister.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry she didn't get to see you last time, but she had to fly home, right?
Yeah.
They were kicking people out of the country,
Yeah.
not letting anyone in.
Yeah.
And
very sad.
She'll be back.
Yes.
She will be back. Would anyone else like to share how you're doing? I hear people are feeling grateful and peaceful, and RT loved the mantra. It's great to hear. So sweet. You're noticing big changes, Michelle. I'd love to hear that. Sarah, I know I muted you. I'm going to unmute you now. It's just having an echo, so I'm unmuting you. If you'd like to say hello.
Oh, I just want to say thank you very much. It was interesting going through different things on Mother's Day this morning, missing my mother. And then today is, whenever you mention suffering, I think of my dog that has bladder cancer. And then my other girlfriend just started chemo for breast cancer. So I was sending a lot of love out there today.
Oh, well, you know what, you can, just being there for them is the most important thing, Some people run the other way when they hear of someone being sick or scared. And I think what we learn as meditators is to have that ability to stand in the fire with someone, to bear witness to their suffering without taking it on, and to be the person holding their hand or holding their paw as they go through this. And I know personally, when I was diagnosed with cancer, people went the other way. I mean, I spent Christmas all by myself because people were so scared, didn't know what to say, didn't know what to do. And I'm just going to encourage each one of you to move toward the suffering, not to suffer along with them, but to move toward it so that you can be the safe space, the love that's bearing witness to it, because each one of us wants to be seen and heard. Each one of us has dignity, even in the midst of chemo and dying. And just to bear witness and love someone, even though it may scare you and even though it may remind you of your own mortality, but move towards it, just like we did with our body in the meditation. Move towards the suffering. See if there's anything at all you can do. And if there's nothing you can do, simply be there. Simply be there. That's so important. So important. And I know other people's suffering can be scary, but you're doing them a great big favor.
This is Michelle. I see you're still recording.
Oh, should I stop?
If you want, that'd be fine with me.